because I have to drive back from Seattle.
I forgot to start that.
So
a few bonus moments.
Oh, yeah.
Does that look framed up right? It looks
Good
decent.
enough. Decent.
Sure. Well, hey, what are we even at? I have no idea.
27?
20-something.
Let's find out.
Just might as well stop counting.
No, we can't stop counting because when we get to like number 100 or something.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Right, we got to do something big for that,
Which
right?
actually, I got to share with you afterwards.
This is 26.
26.
26.
Episode 26 of Down the Cabana Hole.
Yeah.
Oh, brought to you once again by Suau. Just like Sham Suau.
That's right.
Cheers.
And we're filming early, and why is that?
Because the fetching and myself are flying to Arizona.
Nice.
And, here's a topic.
Okay.
How things have changed thanks to whatever's going on in the world that creates inflation and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
The air miles are a lot more than they used to be, the cost for flying anywhere, because I'm trying to get the tickets for us going over to Europe this September. And so I was looking at just regular prices too. Coach. I mean, like basic coach is like $800 round trip per ticket.
That's cheap, dude.
No, because then when you get into the economy plus, it'll give you like this much extra room. It's a couple thousand. It's like $1,000 something.
It's like $600 round trip to go to Hawaii flying.
See,
coach.
that's what I'm talking about. It's
so $800 in Europe
used to be cheaper.
A good deal.
It used to be cheaper. That's all I'm saying. So I'm trying to finagle, and what's really bad to see is yesterday I called and I said, well, I don't have enough air miles because it used to be 70,000, now it's 400,000. So I got enough for one of us. So so I asked the agent, well, how about if I buy a coach and then upgrade using air miles? Oh, hardly any air miles at all. Problem is, I got to get the coach ticket. She had one that I could have gotten out of Seattle that I could have upgraded. And I just went, well, it's still a lot of money. Better check with the missus first. I should have bought, because the fetching said, sure. So today I called them up and said, yeah, let's book this flight. She said, oh, they're not
available,
offering the upgrade with air miles.
Yeah.
And so I got to call back again and again and again because it fluctuates all the time. Oh, yeah. I learned that a long time ago.
Yeah, it's hard.
We were taking the family to Hawaii, and that was back when I could use air miles for everybody, all four of us, and I had plenty. And
well, you know the answer to this problem, right? You know the answer to this problem, right?
Yes, I do.
What? What's the answer to this problem?
I'm not going to say.
No, what's the answer to this problem?
Don't fly business class.
No, that's not the answer to this problem.
Okay. Then what? I don't know the answer.
Maybe you should work. Then you could make more money and have more air miles. Because you're spending
I got a lot of air miles.
You're spending more money, getting more miles because you're doing more work.
Yeah.
There's that.
Got my Dr. Roof shirt on, speaking of work. Dr. Roof. This thing was lost. It got kind of buried in a drawer, and then the fetching missus went combing.
Did you get that in Egypt or something?
Yeah. Yeah, when we were over in Egypt, I had to make... And I got this for the guys, too.
Oh, cool.
So all the guys have a Dr. Roof. I'm sure they've lost theirs. And then I have one other one that unfortunately has a little hole here, but I still have it. It says Cabana Man.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
Anyhow, there's my...
Yeah, so we're filming a little bit early.
Ranting.
It should still come out on the same day, though, right?
That's
Thursday?
the plan.
You hope.
Yeah, it'll come out on Thursday.
Okay.
As long as I'm still awake tonight to get this all posted and loaded up, then everything else can be done with my phone.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to Huna.
Yeah.
Right, so that'll be fun. Hopefully bringing home some fish.
Talk about two different zones.
Yeah.
You're going way up north. I'm going to Arizona.
You're going to be like, in shorts and a
Flip
t-shirt.
flops. I got my tropical hat to wear.
And I'm going to be freezing my balls off. It snowed 3 inches there yesterday.
Hey, yeah, they got like a big storm that's going to be hitting the Northeast. I saw that on my little web news thing. No, on my web news. Northeast U.S.
Oh, Northeast.
They're going to be getting hit again with
again.
Big snow thing.
No.
Suckers.
I do like Boston, but ooh. Oh. Ooh, no.
Yeah. I can't. Yeah, we got some. We're going to be doing this other trip, and we're going to go to up to Niagara Falls and that kind of stuff. And so we were going to also drive over to Minnesota to visit some friends that are right up there on the border.
Minnesotans?
Yes.
Oh, I'm
Jeff
so
and Lauren.
jealous.
Well, she said, that's a little early in the year. We're talking May. She goes, yeah, we're still going to have snow here. It's like, why are you living in this godforsaken land?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know, man. Anyhow, so you're going to Alaska.
Yeah.
Gonna go fishing.
Yes.
For how long?
Come back Monday.
Okay.
But stupid Alaska Airlines are making me drive a car from Seattle home because otherwise I have to sleep in the airport with boxes of fish. Like, that's untenable.
Right.
Yeah.
No muy bueno.
Yeah. For sure. So I rented a car and I'll drive home. So
Wow.
my wife is not very happy about taking me to the airport at 2 a.m.
Well, you can always cab it or Uber it.
At 2 a.m.? No, I'm not doing that.
Why? Are you afraid that they're going to hold you up?
No, I'm afraid it's going to cost a mint
Well, yeah, it will cost a bit.
at 2 a.m.,
Yeah.
right? It's not like,
Well, I don't know. Cabs might not be that way. Ubers, I'm sure. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, she can suffer. I have to suffer all the time driving to like Spokane at
Right.
odd hours,
Right.
and
Right.
she can
Suck it up.
suck it
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
So there's that.
And what else you got for us?
Well,
What's
did
up, Tiff?
you watch that Putin interview?
I started, but I've been very busy because I got to get things buttoned up before I leave for a week. So
All that work that he does that he doesn't have the air miles from. Yeah.
I will watch it though because I do want to see it. The part that I find fascinating is seeing the hyper meltdown. Over
Yes.
Traitor Tucker Carlson. He's a traitor. He's a Putin whatever.
Yeah.
Now, I haven't seen the interview yet, so I don't know. Maybe he does throw him a bunch of softball questions. So.
Well, I think a little bit.
But if I'm going to interview a guy that tends to poison and lock up his adversaries,
and I'm in his country and he can just keep me, maybe he would. But I like if everything is propaganda, right? So you have to you have to view everything that you read or listen to or watch as this is propaganda.
Right. Of course.
So if you listen to Putin's propaganda, right? He says he wants to be a good world citizen, right? And he's ready to negotiate.
Because he's been stellar so far.
Yeah. Well, but I mean, whose propaganda are you listening to?
True.
Right?
True. I'm thinking along the lines of people that disappear, that magically fall out of the top stories of buildings.
Oh yeah.
And get poisoned in their underwear when they go on a flight. Little things like that or just magically happen.
The owner of the Wagner Group, right? His plane just happens to go down.
Magically crashes
there was crashes
with everyone on it.
Yeah. That was a part of the coup.
No parachutes except for one guy, mysteriously.
Yeah.
No, that part's a joke.
Yeah. But
so that's why I say, okay, obviously the guy is no good. Now, maybe he does want to make his country great again.
Yeah.
Maybe he does. But the man himself is no good.
It was interesting how he spewed like 400 years of...
See, that was right at the start.
Yeah, he
Let me give you some history.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it was fascinating. If you like history, it was fascinating.
But okay, back to my thing right now. I will watch it, but I don't understand how people can melt down over Tucker getting this interview when other journalists have been trying to get an interview with him, and he hasn't been letting it happen.
Well, that's because they're
propagandists as well.
Yeah.
But my point is, it's just getting this interview doesn't make you a traitor, and people.
No. Does not.
We had that Iranian dude. Remember when he was over here talking to students at our university, and it's like, wait a minute, this guy is a total dictator, and you guys are acting like everything's a-okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm sorry. What's good for the goose is good for the gooser.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all propaganda.
Everything is.
Yeah.
Everything is. That's one thing we all know.
Yeah.
And if you don't know it, then you need to see a doctor.
Well, you're just naive, right? Like you are
you
choosing.
need to see a doctor.
You are choosing.
Right. Which makes you need to see a doctor.
Well, maybe. Or maybe you just don't have the mental capacity to be alive.
Are you calling our viewers stupid?
Well, I don't know. Do they...
Oh,
That's
a good point.
Know that everything's propaganda? If they know that everything's propaganda, then I am not. But there are some people who choose to believe a lie because they lack the mental fortitude to get past whatever that truth is for them.
But see, that's why I love seeing interviews of people who had that red pill moment. Because I love hearing what made you all of a sudden go, holy crap, I've been believing a lie all this time. What was that magic thing that happened? A number of people have had that happen. And I love those interviews rather than the typical politician, which is just I've evolved. No, what made you evolve?
Quote red pill concept is propaganda.
Yes and no.
No, it is. The term red pill is propaganda because what that's saying is, oh, you were a Democrat and now you are a Republican.
No. I'm not saying Democrats or Republicans. I'm saying lots of people have a magic shift.
The color red is for Republicans. So when people say, and the color blue is Democrats.
But see, hold on. I swear to God, I never even made that connection. But that's not what they did in The Matrix. You don't think that the guy that wrote The Matrix said, I'm going to make this red pill mean Republicans and blue pill mean Democrats?
No, not in The Matrix. But what I'm saying is that concept was co-opted by Republicans who have... Yes.
Well, if they did, that's not what I'm talking about. Because I'm talking about, I've told you before.
I know what you're talking about. I'm just saying...
What am I talking about?
The term...
What am I talking about?
Like people who believed, blinders believed, and then all of a sudden...
Who said there is no God, or who said that evolution is true, it is fact, and then they see the facts and realize, I've been told a lie.
Yeah, so
it's not just Republican, Democrat?
I know that, but the term red pill leads people to believe that they're going Republican.
Wow, I didn't know that. So what should I use instead?
I don't know. And I'm not even saying that you shouldn't use red pill.
Okay,
I'm
I'll say
just
wake-up moment. What was your wake-up moment? When you woke up, hungover, in somebody else's clothes, in a pool, at somebody's house you don't know, and there's blood everywhere. That kind of makes you go, I need to change my ways.
Maybe. Or maybe you say, nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here.
Just slowly walk away.
Nothing to see here.
Okay, I just honestly had never put that together with red pill.
But when I listen to political commentary, right? It's always, Fox News, which
because who's been getting lied to the most? People on the left.
I disagree.
Oh, okay.
I disagree. I think it's all lies.
Okay,
if everything is propaganda, then everything is a lie, and everything is true. It's all half truths, right?
Right.
So everybody's doing it, right? So
see that? Okay, I say everybody does it, and everything is propaganda, but I know that it actually is not 100%, like that little coffee bag says, 100% Kona. It's not 100%.
Well,
there are some people in the news, few, but there are some.
But that's not the news. That's
it's usually independent journalists.
Independent journalists.
Yeah.
Right?
Agreed.
And they're
who used to work for CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, all that kind of stuff.
But even I think about older people, right? Like my dad's age. They say, "Oh, I wish we could just go back."
My age.
My dad is older than you.
Okay.
By many years. I wish we could just go back to the time when all they did was say the news with no opinion.
Oh, well, yeah, there was...
But even back then, it was shaped.
It was shaped.
It was shaped.
Yeah.
And it was propaganda.
I remember a history professor talking about, I think it was General Jep from North Vietnam, and it was after the Tet Offensive, I believe, that he said we were done. We were going to surrender. But then I saw Walter Cronkite on the news, and he made it sound like it was a disaster for the U.S. And I realized I don't have to win. I just got to hold out.
Yep.
And they changed their strategy entirely, and they held out and won.
Yeah.
And it was a news guy who everyone thought was just doing the straight and narrow, but he wasn't, was he?
No. Nobody ever is.
But then also the people that were running Vietnam, they were full of shit, not running things right either as well.
Yeah, of course. It's all lies, but it's not. The problem is it's not like everything is not a bald-faced lie that you can say
you're right.
You're a fucking liar.
Some things are, but you're right.
There's always that.
I'm going to tell you this part of the story. The story is this, but I'm going to tell you this.
Yeah, and I'm going to highlight this, and this guy's going to highlight this, and this guy's going to highlight this.
Here's a bald-faced lie that gives truth.
Okay.
That it was a long time ago. I'm
in a galaxy far, far
trying
away.
to remember the guy's name. Remember, I think it was in Florida, where the kid got shot and killed. It was a scuff.
Yeah.
I'm blanking on the guy's name, and everyone said, "Oh, it was a racist thing," and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So NBC News played the 911 tape, and he was asked by the police officer, "What's his race?" He said, "I don't know. He looks black," and you know, he was describing other stuff, saying, you know, he looks like he's up to no good. So they edited that tape to have him say, "He's black. He's up to no good." And so everybody went racist. Now, why would they edit it that way?
Because racism sells.
But see, that is a lie. That's not saying, well, we're just trying to hone it. No. You are changing entirely what that guy said. And they do that all the time.
They didn't change what he said.
Yes, they did.
No, they didn't.
Yes,
they just
did.
only
Devin,
played
I can edit this later on and make you say some really jackwagon stuff.
100%.
And it wasn't what you said.
But I did, those words did come out of my mouth.
See, that's what
right?
I'm saying.
I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's right. But those words did come out of my mouth.
But see, that was always an example I used to use because for ages, way before Trump revealed the truth, ages I was saying the news is just full of shit. They are.
Yeah.
And that was always a great example.
Yeah.
Because that's somebody going, "Oh, let me edit this down. Ooh, that makes him sound horrible."
They're making a sizzle reel, right?
Yeah.
They're making a sizzle reel.
They're
making something that will sell. And it fits their agenda. Everyone's racist, right? It fits the agenda.
Right.
You know, they can call us a liar, but we're not really lying. We're just...
No, he said that.
He did say it. Those words came out of his mouth.
Yeah.
Maybe not in that order, but he said it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if it fits the agenda, it makes money, everybody's happy.
Yeah.
Except for that poor guy.
Yeah.
And maybe he was an asshole, and he probably shouldn't have shot the kid, but...
But
it doesn't change...
They were in a fight.
Yeah, it doesn't change the fact that they are presenting it in the best light possible for their view.
Well, yeah.
Not in the factual context like it would be in a court of law.
Kind of like that kid, Kansas City. They won the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
That kid that had red and black, and I think it was, I don't remember the news. It was an online news thing that showed the black side, and he had the Indian headdressing on too, and they said this kid is in blackface, and the kid was getting hell. And
was it a white kid?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course.
And it's like, no, he had the team colors, black and red.
Yeah.
They didn't show the red side.
Yeah.
They just showed the black side and said, he's wearing blackface.
Yeah.
And they got shit for it, and the guy was going, well, no, I wasn't bringing attention to the kid. It was about the sports. And it's like, no, you just trashed this kid and made his life miserable at school.
Yeah.
Because now he's got a teacher who's ragging on him.
Oh, for sure. And other students, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the parents sued.
They should.
They better make bank, man. That'd be nice. Teach that bastard a lesson.
Yeah. I've never understood... I mean, but everyone's corrupt, so I guess I do understand. But It doesn't seem like the right thing to do, to go looking for reasons to hurt people.
Yeah.
But that's what they're doing because it's clickbait.
Oh yeah.
Thank you, internet.
Yeah.
We used to have to wait years for
for clickbait. It wasn't click.
No.
It was.
But like, essentially, it's advertising, right? Like clickbait is to get advertising.
True.
Right.
True.
And it used to take like a long time. A company would put out a commercial and it would run for a while, and then they would, do random sampling to study to see how that commercial rated and all this stuff. So it took a lot of time to get that feedback. But now you just click. If somebody clicks and you get more ad revenue, then guess what? You're going to make that story to get the most ad revenue. Now it has nothing to do with the ads that are being made. It has everything to do with the content.
Well, and it's usually all about the title.
Yeah.
You got to have the title and the picture to get someone to click. I need to do that with some of my stuff.
Yeah.
We need
I
know.
It
takes time.
Well.
Okay, so speaking of, you watched the game.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
How were the commercials?
Shit. They're all shit.
They weren't funny, stellar.
No.
How about any good movie trailers that you saw that went, oh, this looks... Because isn't that a great time to show a movie trailer?
So, I mean, I've seen this one before, but there's an FX show that's coming out called Shogun, and it's like Japanese feudal age.
There was actually a miniseries called Shogun from the book series.
Yeah.
Back in the 70s, I think.
Maybe it's based on the same thing. I don't know, but it's like a TV show, and it's on FX. That shit looks epic.
Oh.
That looks really good.
Shogun.
Yeah, it looks really good. And I saw like a couple, like apparently it's like the highest rated critic show in a very long time, which makes me worried because usually critics suck.
They suck, yeah.
So that's got me a little worried, but it looks amazing.
Whenever we're looking at movies, it's like, oh, this sounds good. We go to the Google machine, but we get on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
We look at the audience versus the critic.
Yeah,
because they can be wildly
different.
Sometimes they're the same.
Sometimes. But that's what concerns me.
Yeah.
Because oftentimes... Critics suck.
Yeah, because they're looking for stupid stuff. They're not looking for anything that's
They're looking
fun.
for DEI. That's what they're looking for, right?
There's that, too.
So, that looks really good. Other than that, I don't know. It looks like a bunch of garbage.
That's so sad. Yeah, I remember when Super Bowl games, I even wanted to watch them to see the commercials.
Commercials aren't good anymore.
Well, they might make a comeback.
And Bud Light's made a comeback.
Yeah, they got that one comedian guy on their team that he does a great Trump impersonation. Very funny guy. He got signed up for Saturday Night Live, and then somebody found something on his stand-up that was too insensitive a long time ago. And so they cut him off, but his career has really taken off since then.
For sure.
It's probably a good thing he never got hired by them.
Probably.
And now Bud Light, they're trying to go, look at this guy that looks like a right-winger.
Yeah. Well, Bud Light was almost bankrupt, right?
Yeah.
Although theory, right, when Bud Light tanked, all the other beers owned by Anheuser-Busch, owned by them, that cost more, went up. So they actually made money from that debacle.
I don't think it was a net gain, though.
No, it was a net gain.
I need to see that report.
Don't let it fool you.
I need to see that report.
Bud Light lost a shitload of money.
Right, I know.
But
it was so much, I can't imagine, because there are so many beers out there.
They're all owned by like 4 companies, dude.
No.
Yeah.
Not the microbrews.
But microbrews don't have any sales, comparatively. Like, comparatively, they have none.
I get that.
Right? So, I don't know. I mean, I don't know the actual numbers, but...
You read something that somebody heard once.
If Bud Light goes down, and all the other beers that Anheuser-Busch sells goes up, and they're more expensive...
all the beers went up, and admittedly theirs too.
Yeah.
But the question is, they tanked so deep, I don't know that all the others went up enough.
Let's see.
Google it up, Googler.
Let's see. But Bud Light was everywhere.
Oh, really? They had a lot of commercials, huh?
Well, they had not just a lot of commercials, but like Post Malone, who sang "America the Beautiful," before the game. He did commercial, like all of these big stars are like in these commercials, and like UFC, like Bud Light is like they went from like completely like trans happy to like completely like testosterone raging, right?
Yeah, that's funny.
Let's see.
Which I think is kind of funny because let's face it, Bud Light, that's not a beer. It's not.
Yeah.
It's just bad colored tasting water. It really is. You need a real beer. What's a real beer? I don't know.
I don't know because I don't drink beer.
I know.
Because
I drink a little bit. Like, I like these Kona brands. These are really good. Kona beer. But some of them, like this particular one, yeah, it's a pretty clear beer. Whereas you get some beers that are just like dark and meaty and.
Well, this is saying that AB InBev lost $27 billion from a $15,000 Bud Light giveaway. But that was stock value, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
So that's short term.
It'll come back.
Right?
Yeah,
it'll come back, right?
Because the one thing they do have going for them is they are a huge company.
Well, and they're a multinational, right? Because
so they're going to make their way back.
InBev is actually a European company that bought Anheuser-Busch.
Those stinking Europeans.
Yeah. It's like
more?
I won't say no. So it's hard to like quantify stock.
Rita, we need more Suau.
Yes. Sham Suau, please. I still have some, so I'll bring mine
next time.
Well, next time we want to have Suau. Yeah, so there was that. A lot of Bud Light. But, I don't know, the commercials were pretty bad.
Yeah. I like a funny commercial.
I like a funny commercial.
Yeah.
But they're just not as good anymore. I don't know why. Well, because you can't be offensive, right? Like, everybody has to be DEI plus.
Is that part of that?
Oh, speaking of that, I watched, so I know you don't like Marvel.
Yeah.
But
well, okay. As a kid, it was nothing but Marvel. I was not a DC fan.
Oh, I hate DC.
Yeah.
But, so,
I'm just done with all the movies.
They released a show called Echo. And this character Echo was in...
Does he just repeat himself all the time?
No, it's a girl.
Does she just repeat herself all the time?
No, she's deaf.
Okay.
But she was in another show, and then they made this show.
And so she uses sonar.
No, she doesn't use sonar.
If she's deaf and it's called Echo, she's got to be using sonar.
No, she doesn't use sonar. Unfortunately.
She's like a bat.
But she's deaf, and she has like one of her legs. She has like a fake foot.
What kind of superhero is that?
She's not a superhero.
Oh, okay.
In the Marvel sense of the word.
Okay.
Right? She's a badass who kills people. But my point is...
With her prosthetic foot.
Well, she has one of those like metal ones.
Oh, that like shoots.
That she can run with.
Oh, like $6 Million Man.
Kinda. And she can fight with it, and she's really good. And she can't hear. But my point is that's how the character was written back in the day.
Oh.
Okay?
Okay.
So this isn't some DEI thing.
Good.
And it was made in a way that was like the goal of like DEI is to be inclusive, right? So that little girl who doesn't have a leg can feel good about herself because of what she sees on TV, right? And this was made not overtly, oh, she's deaf, oh, she's like, it was just, that's who she is, and she's a badass.
Right.
And nobody talked about it, and like nobody placated, like, you know what I mean?
Well, because you weren't ridiculed if you didn't, say this is lovely. You know, that's kind of the way it is nowadays. If you don't say that whatever it is, whatever the passing phase is lovely and superb, then you're ridiculed, belittled, and you're hateful.
But they didn't do that.
I know.
And it was great.
Because people actually had a spine back in the day.
No, I mean the show.
Oh. Well, that too.
Because they could have.
I thought you were talking about. Never mind.
No. Okay. So they took it from the comp, right? So when they made this show that just came out, right? They could have DEI'd the fuck out of it, right? And they didn't. They didn't. right? There was no, oh, she's handicapped, oh, we're, brownie points and all this shit. It was just the facts.
Right.
Right?
Right.
She got into a car accident. She was deaf.
Wow, that was fast.
She was deaf. She got into a car accident, and that's how she lost her leg. So they showed you how did it happen, right?
Right.
And they showed her like...
And it was Spider-Man because he didn't know how to drive?
No, it was her mom. Anyways, it doesn't matter, right?
And they showed her... Mess up a kid's life.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and the mom died, so that did a number on her. But it showed her like growing up, like
that's cool.
Learning how to fight,
right.
And like, she became like the ward of the kingpin, right? The bad guy, and she was always angry, of course, because she lost her mom and lost her like all these things that are real. But it wasn't overtly Picard, like the Picard show, which was just like Jesus, like Picard. Throw up in my mouth.
Yeah.
So it was good.
Cool.
I liked it.
Cool.
And that's how you do DEI without doing DEI. Right? You just tell a quality story and that person just happens to be that way.
Right.
Right?
Exactly.
It was great.
It's not forced.
Yeah, it wasn't forced.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Well, you know what it reminded me of
Cheers
is...
to not being forced.
It was a Joe Rogan stand-up bit where he was talking about, girls, guys, fighters, that kind of deal. Sorry, it just doesn't work,
Yeah.
And his comment on the stand-up was something along the lines of, do I want security, around the president and that kind of stuff to be a bunch of girls? No. And he says, look, I love women. I got 3 women in my life. I love the daylights out of them, but I can beat the shit out of them too.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, so I was going to say this before you finished your comment. So I was listening to this interview, and do you know who Whitney Cummings is? She's a comic, and she can be quite vulgar. It's amazing.
Okay.
But she...
is it really amazing to be vulgar?
Oh, it's hilarious.
It might be hilarious, but it's not amazing. There's a lot of vulgarity out there,
Well...
Right there.
Yeah. Yes, for sure.
But anyhow, Whitney Cummings...
Yeah. Anyway, she's a comic.
I bet she never got teased when she was in school.
Oh, I bet she did. And that's probably why she's funny.
She's a comic.
That's why she's a comic. But she was saying that instead of doing like a Netflix special, right? Because everybody's gonna like kill her for her jokes, right? Like they do Dave Chappelle. OnlyFans is doing like a comedy thing, like it's called OFTV, and it's a separate entity.
OnlyFans TV.
Yeah, it's OFTV, and it's separate from the OnlyFans, right? That we all know and love.
Porno stuff.
Yeah, the porno stuff. But they're allowing, because there's like no Comedy Central anymore.
What?
Right, like
on TV.
The TV station Comedy Central is basically gone.
Oh wow.
So like they don't do like. These,
I don't watch cable, so
yeah,
I don't know.
But she was saying it's basically gone. And I remember as a kid, we used to love Comedy Central, right? And all these comics could do like their 10-minute bits and have all these things.
I didn't have that as a kid.
Well, you were poor.
I had to illegally hook up HBO at home so that I could watch.
So you watched
the
the
greatest
movies?
The stand-up comics, man.
Oh yeah, they were good.
I'm talking about.
Were awesome.
Yeah, Seinfeld and all these guys. Jay Leno, Stephen Wright, Gary Shandling, all these guys, they would do the specials.
Yeah, on HBO.
Yeah, and it was great. Not something that I should watch as a kid, but it was cleaner back then than it is now. And even back then it was pretty darn
Unless you're Hickory Dickory Doc. Unless you're that guy.
I don't know that guy.
Andrew Dice Clay.
I remember him. He had a flame.
Yeah.
He was pretty big for a bit.
He was huge.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what she was saying is that the OFTV guys, they're like, you can say whatever joke you want. Don't care. Don't care. We're not going to DEI you.
I just don't know that I should be getting on OnlyFans TV because...
Yeah, I'm not going to do it, but...
It's just something
it's got a bad connotation.
Yes, leaves a bad taste in your mouth.
Well, maybe a good taste, depending on where you go.
Well, and I'm thinking there's a connection there with Cummings, but I'm not certain. Got him!
You couldn't wait until I was done swallowing.
Nope. Timing is everything.
Timing is everything.
That's comedy genius right there. Timing.
Cheers.
Happy down the rabbit's hole.
Yeah, we should end on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you're on OFTV,
Yeah,
Check out,
let us
check
know.
out Whitney Cummings' special. I guess she's gonna have one coming.
I'll have to look her up, see if there's anything on YouTube with her. Because I watch a lot of comedy on YouTube.
She's pretty. I mean, she's probably a little too vulgar for you.
I have listened to. You're my friend.
I'm not that vulgar.
Whoa, I gotta check this out.
Yeah, maybe. So,
All right.
cheers to Whitney.
Cheers to
She
Whitney.
had a TV show. I used to watch it back in the day.
All right.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.